I almost lost everything. For 5 years, I ran what I thought was a successful business. We had clients, we were making money, the numbers on the spreadsheet looked good. But what I didn't realize was that my entire revenue model was a ticking time bomb, and the fuse was getting shorter every single day. I was sitting on a fatal flaw, a vulnerability so common that I see it in 9 out of 10 businesses I talk to. If you're a founder, a freelancer, or an entrepreneur, and you're still just selling a product or a service one time, then you need to hear this, because the same flaw that nearly took my business down might be hiding in yours right now, and I'm going to show you how to find it and fix it before it's too late. This is about changing the fundamental way you make money. It's about moving from a model that is inherently fragile to one that is built for resilience and growth in today's economy. The shift from a transactional business to a recurring revenue business isn't just a trend, it's a seismic shift in how value is created. But the world has changed. Today, that model is a trap. It creates a brutal, relentless cycle that I call the revenue roller coaster. The next, you're plunging downwards, staring at a dry pipeline, wondering how you're going to make payroll. You are forever on a hamster wheel of customer acquisition, where you wake up every single day and start from zero. Your past success guarantees you nothing for tomorrow. This model creates 3 distinct business-killing pain points. First is the gut-wrenching lack of predictability. When your income is based on one-off sales, you can't forecast your revenue with any real accuracy. You're guessing. This makes it impossible to plan for the future. How can you confidently invest in new staff, new tech, or big marketing campaigns when you have no stable baseline of income? That financial instability is a constant source of stress that drains you and your team of the creative energy you need to actually innovate. Second is the constant grinding sales effort. In a transactional model, your relationship with the customer is often short-term and superficial. This means you have to spend an enormous amount of time and money constantly finding new customers, because your existing ones have no structural reason to stick around. It's the opposite of efficiency. Instead of building on your past success, you're forced to rebuild your sales pipeline from scratch, month after month. Businesses with recurring revenue can focus on keeping customers happy, which is almost always cheaper and more profitable than acquiring new ones. Third, and this is the one most entrepreneurs miss, is the devastating impact on your business's valuation. If you ever plan to sell your company, get investment, or even just build a truly valuable asset, a transactional model is an anchor. Investors and buyers hate unpredictable income. They see it as unreliable and high risk. A business with a high percentage of one-off sales is simply worth less than a business with a predictable, recurring revenue stream. Companies with strong recurring income are often valued at significantly higher multiples because they offer a clear, data-driven view of future earnings. By sticking to a transactional model, you are working twice as hard for a business that's worth half as much. CTA. Before I show you the 2 modern models built to solve these exact problems, take a second to think about your own business. Does that feeling of revenue anxiety, of being on that roller coaster, sound familiar? If it does, I want you to know it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix. Section 2. The solution: 2 models to defuse the bomb. This is the model that has completely reshaped entire industries. We all know the big names: Netflix in entertainment, Spotify in music, Adobe in software. But this model isn't just for tech giants. It's being used for physical goods like recipe box companies, for services like gym memberships, and for content like newsletters. And don't think this is just for consumer brands. The business-to-business B2B space actually makes up over half of the entire subscription market. The global subscription economy is exploding, with projections suggesting it could become a multi-trillion-dollar market. The concept is beautifully simple. Instead of selling a customer something once, you charge them a recurring fee, monthly or annually, for ongoing access to value. This single change flips the entire dynamic of your business. Suddenly, revenue becomes predictable. You can now calculate metrics like monthly recurring revenue, MRR, which are the gold standards for a healthy, scalable business. With this predictability, you can finally forecast your cash flow and make strategic decisions with confidence. As each side grows, the value of the entire network increases exponentially. This creates an incredibly powerful competitive advantage, often called a moat, that is very difficult for a new competitor to overcome. Revenue in a platform model isn't from selling a product, but from facilitating the connection. The beauty is its scalability. Because you don't own the inventory, you can grow to a massive scale without the proportional costs of a traditional business. And these models are only getting smarter, using AI to create tailored experiences that perfectly match users, making the network even stickier and more powerful. Conclusion and call to action. The choice you face as a business owner is stark. You can continue with the old transactional model, riding the revenue roller coaster, grinding for every single sale, and building a business that is inherently fragile and undervalued. That is the ticking time bomb. Or you can make the shift. You can choose to build a system of predictable recurring revenue that provides stability, aligns you with your customers for the long term, and creates a truly valuable asset. Whether it's through the direct predictable income of a subscription, the flexibility of a hybrid model, or the incredible scalability of a platform, these models are designed for the economy of today and tomorrow. So I challenge you, look at your own business right now. Honestly, are you just selling a product? Or are you building a relationship? Are you chasing one-off payments? Or are you creating a recurring revenue engine? The answer to that question will determine whether your business is built on solid rock or on a fuse that's already lit. If this gave you a new way to think about your business, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really does make a difference. And be sure to subscribe for more straight talk on building a business that doesn't just survive but thrives. Finally, leave a comment below. What S1 tweak you could make to your business to move it one step closer to a recurring model? I'm in the comments reading every single one. Thank you for watching.